The Yeti, shadow of the Himalayas. For centuries, the towering peaks of the Himalayas have held many secrets, ancient monasteries, lost civilizations, and mysteries that even the most seasoned explorers dare not confront. Among these mysteries, none is more haunting than the legend of the Yeti, the elusive, abominable snowman. A creature whispered about in trembling tones by locals and feared by those who have glimpsed its shadow. Tonight, we descend into the chilling history of the Yeti. We'll explore stories passed down through generations, eyewitness accounts that defy explanation, and disappearances that hint at a terrifying truth lurking in the snow and ice. Brace yourself, because what you're about to hear might forever change how you see the world's most forbidding mountain range. Chapter 1: Ancient Whispers in the Snow. Long before cameras or radios, before climbers scaled Everest and adventurers dared the unknown, the people of the Himalayas spoke of a creature unlike any other. In the remote valleys and tiny villages nestled among the snow-capped peaks, the Sherpa and Tibetan people have told stories of the Mato Kangmi, meaning man-bear snowman. The creature was said to be covered in thick white fur, towering nearly 10 feet tall, moving with terrifying speed and strength. One of the oldest known accounts dates back to the early 19th century, documented by British explorer Brian Houghton Hodson. He recorded local testimonies of large footprints found in the snow, far too big for any human, leading into unexplored caves high in the mountains. These prints vanished mysteriously, as if the creature could simply dissolve into the mist. But what terrified villagers even more were the tales of those who had encountered the Yeti up close, those who returned forever changed. Chapter 2: The Vanishing of the Pilgrim. In 1825, a Tibetan pilgrim named Dorje set out on a sacred journey through the Himalayas to reach a distant monastery believed to hold ancient wisdom. He was last seen entering a narrow mountain pass known locally as the Yeti's Path. Days later, villagers found his camp abandoned, food untouched, footprints trailing off into the wilderness and then disappearing. Search parties found nothing but enormous claw marks etched into the rock face near the pass. No sign of Dorje remained. Whispers spread that the Yeti had taken him not as prey, but as a prisoner, or worse, as a warning to those who dare tread too close to its domain. Chapter 3: Early Western Sightings, the 1920s Expeditions. Fast forward to the 1920s, when Western explorers began their own quests into the Himalayas. Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay's famous Everest summit wouldn't happen until 1953. But decades earlier, expeditions stirred the legend of the Yeti into the international spotlight. In 1921, British mountaineer Charles Howard Berry's expedition reported strange footprints found at nearly 20,000 feet altitude, footprints that were far larger than a man's, with a shape unlike any known animal. The discovery baffled scientists and sparked a media frenzy. Newspapers dubbed the mysterious creature the Abominable Snowman, and sensational stories quickly spread. But the greatest mystery was yet to come. Chapter 4: The 1951 Encounter, Eric Shipton's photograph. One of the most iconic moments in Yeti lore came in 1951 when Eric Shipton, a member of a British expedition, photographed a set of large footprints in the snow. The prints were enormous, 15 inches long and 8 inches wide, and had a strange, almost human shape. Shipton's photograph was published worldwide and ignited a frenzy of speculation. Was this proof of the Yeti's existence? But the story behind the footprints was far more unsettling. Local guides warned that the area where Shipton took the photograph was considered cursed. They told Shipton about the creature's habit of stalking climbers, its eerie silence as it watched from afar, and its ability to vanish into the swirling mountain storms. Shipton later admitted to feeling a presence and intangible dread that followed their team through the expedition. Some of the Sherpas refused to continue, convinced the Yeti was angry. Chapter 5: The 1959 Indian Army Encounter. In 1959, a chilling report came from the Indian Army stationed near the Nanda Devi Peak. Soldiers on patrol discovered a series of large footprints leading from a glacier into the forest. The prints measured nearly 14 inches in length. When the soldiers followed the tracks, they came across a horrifying scene: an abandoned camp, torn apart as if by a massive force. But the real terror began when one soldier went missing. Despite an extensive search, the man was never found. His comrades reported hearing strange noises echoing through the forest at night, low growls, heavy footsteps, and an unsettling howl that chilled them to the bone. Chapter 6: The 1970 Disappearance of Michel Deslauriers. In the summer of 1970, Canadian mountaineer Michel Deslauriers joined an expedition in the Nepalese Himalayas. He was an experienced climber known for his calm demeanor and thorough preparation. But during a solo ascent, Michel vanished without a trace. His tent was found shredded, ripped from the inside out. Nearby, huge footprints circled the campsite as if whatever attacked him had paced before and after the assault. No one heard from Michel again. Local villagers claimed the Yeti had claimed another victim. Chapter 7: Recent Sightings, the 2000s and Beyond. The legend of the Yeti has not faded in modern times. Despite advanced technology and satellite imagery, mysterious encounters continue. In 2007, a group of tourists trekking near the Everest Base Camp reported a terrifying encounter. They described a massive, bipedal figure covered in white fur, standing nearly 9 feet tall. One tourist captured blurry footage, a shadow moving swiftly between the trees before disappearing into the fog. The footage was analyzed by experts, who found no evidence of hoaxes or manipulation. Chapter 8: The 2015 Vanishing of Ramesh Tamong. In 2015, Ramesh Tamong, a Sherpa guide with over 20 years of experience, disappeared while leading a trek through a notoriously remote region of the Himalayas. Witnesses say he radioed in a desperate message, "There's something out here, watching me, it's getting closer." He was never seen again. His last known coordinates were near a deep crevasse known locally as the Yeti's Maw. Chapter 9: Theories and Possibilities. Skeptics argue the Yeti is merely a myth, perhaps giant Himalayan bears or misidentified animals. But the persistence of these encounters, the terrifying disappearances, and the chilling testimonies from those who have faced the unknown suggest something far darker. Is the Yeti an ancient guardian of the mountains? A predator hunting those who intrude? Or a creature from another world altogether? Chapter 10: The Unseen Watcher. Many climbers report a sensation of being watched, an unseen presence lurking just beyond sight. Some say the Yeti is not just a beast, but a force of nature itself, a shadow that moves with the mountain storms, stalking the thin air and frozen peaks. If you ever find yourself alone in the Himalayas, hear the crunch of massive footsteps in the snow, or glimpse a pale figure disappearing behind the mist, remember this story. Because the Yeti is real, and it's always watching. This concludes our journey into the shadowed world of the Yeti. Stay curious, stay cautious, and never, ever underestimate the mysteries hidden in the highest places on Earth. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.